I'm pretty certain that the music industry is a psyop within a psyop meant to promote self-destructive behavior and Satanism.
Hey, look, G. I told you from the beginning it can get like this. Diamond on my neck, and I calculate on my mother. I came up, put it in I got it.
Tell me you're a form of fifth generational warfare without telling me you're a part of fifth generational warfare. As people in this post said, tell me his rapper name, and the responses here are pretty brilliant. One person says, school desk. Another person says, little retardo. BS13 and Little Deporte, all of this as I wanted to take a deeper look, a deeper perspective into some of the more sinister, destructive elements of the music industry in hindsight to particularly what is happening with now Justin Bieber. As something weird, something off is happening here. Is there a logical kind of plausible explanation here, or is there something deeper down the rabbit hole when it comes to the sinister nature of the music industry that's worth unraveling? That will talk about some demons, some evil people, and of course ritualistic abuse, which happens to small children in our entertainment industry all the frickin' time. And again, it's important to talk about this in an honest and fair perspective, as people are even talking about how, this is actually a digitally altered photo of Justin Bieber. As, of course, there are other videos of him being released right now that don't show him in the best of ways. Some people are saying, well, it's just the lighting. It's just the way he kind of came off there. And not everyone has always a great photo. But I think it's fair to assume that something else might be going on, specifically with the very kind of crazy case that's unfolding right now with P Diddy, one of the people that, of course, introduced Justin Bieber to the music industry and to fame, as Bieber had his rise to notoriety predominantly with Diddy right there, hanging out with him without his parents. Now, the latest that we're getting from Bieber is that he allegedly was really pissed off at Paparazzi. And the Paparazzi does play a role in a lot of this as well here. Because imagine, you're a kid, and then you have the media in every small aspect of your life here, as we have articles like this from the Daily Mail, talking about exclusive Selena Gomez, how she really felt about Hailey Bieber's decades-long pursuit of Justin. Okay. Why are their personal lives, and when they were kids too, why are their every little moves being detailed and obsessed with? That to me highlights the epitome of a sick society right now, and the fact that you're dealing with just nonstop barraging, you can't go anywhere, you can't have a normal life, that would drive some people crazy, which would legitimately explain some of the more kind of aggressive recent behaviors that we have seen from Bieber against the media and the paparazzi that, in my opinion, also play in a major role driving people crazy. As, of course, there's also a lot to discuss, particularly with Britney Spears here. But I do believe there's something else going on here. As, of course, we're getting videos like this from the Bieber that a lot of people are saying is kind of concerning. I'm not the biggest fan of mumble rap, but as an artist, releasing that type of stuff here highlights what a lot of people are concluding. There's probably some abuse of some substances here. That's what a lot of people are saying. That's what a lot of people are seeing as a representation of this. And let's just say you're someone like Bieber that had to deal with potentially a lot of trauma when you were a kid, either from the media or either from Diddy. You're in a situation where now you're finding out, oh, crap, the FBI has the Diddy tapes. The FBI has the surveillance tapes. The FBI is totally different than they were before, as, of course, previously they would cover this up and sweep it under the rug. But now we're dealing with a new administration that probably will have some sort of vendetta against the biggest supporters of Kamala Harris and all those supporters on the Diddy list. Now, let's just say you went off to these Diddy parties. You were part of the freak-offs. You were part of you know, the fun that was happening because you were underage. You were probably doing substances, since Diddy also had a lot of substances. He had a drug mule. He had a guy giving out drugs willy-nilly all over the place, all over the time. And this is what you grow up at. This is what your parents literally left you at the doorsteps of. I mean, really? I mean, looking at clips like this really do highlight, holy cow, there's probably a lot more of nasty behavior than we previously thought beforehand.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
Usher too, another person that, of course, was a very young child that talked about how he was in a very strange position and how he would never put his children in those positions that he was in, as of course he was a small child too, and then parents somehow just gave him to Diddy. And as Cat Williams says, when Diddy wants you to party, you got to say no. Children, they don't have the propensity to say no, especially with the vast amounts of influence and craziness that's kind of happening there. Continuing on, there's still a lot more to talk about with Britney Spears, with the more kind of demonic abuse angles here. We have other celebrities kind of coming forward explaining what's going on here. I think Bella Thorne explained it the best. I'll show you that clip. Before I do, we want to tell you about one of our great, amazing sponsors, and that, of course, is BiltongUSA.com. I love this stuff. It is incredible. It is awesome, and it is some of the purest type of, again, a family-friendly show here, so we're going to keep it family-friendly here. Best meat you could get on the market there. I like this stuff. Anyone who's in my life, my neighbors, the people that I talk to, I'm like, hey, like steak? This is some of the best stuff out there, as of course, Biltong is a family-friendly snack, low in carbs and packed with protein, making Biltong the ultimate health snack. Biltong is a great source of iron and also serves as a source of several essential nutrients, including magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins, fueling gains in every aspect of your life. Whether you're following a carnivore, keto, or high-protein diet, Biltong is the perfect addition to keep you on track. Use code WRC for 10% off of your purchase, and truly, some of the great stuff. I was going to be a little bit immature here and make some jokes, but not the time to do that, especially with such a serious topic that I think is absolutely worth talking about in a very serious matter. Now, they also have some mango slices and some apricots, really good stuff there that I personally enjoy. Their Wagyu is personally my favorite. It is extremely succulent, extremely well done, and you could see the Biltong family with Anton actually make it on live streams. They engage in a lot of alternative independent media, and they have been supporting us and supporting other independent media for a long time, and I'm very happy that they are. We gave them a significant discount on advertising because they're really a good freaking product. I can't recommend them enough. I recommend them to all my friends and family. BiltongUSA.com. Now, let's continue on with this particular conversation as Russell Brand, who is facing accusations and charges himself in the United Kingdom, talked about how, Diddy played a major role with Bieber in more ways than one, as he talked about running into Bieber at the Grammys.
Katy Perry, and we were like, oh, let's adopt him. And I was like, so I think I posted something on social media. We're keeping this kid and all of his subsidiary rights. Then I realised that actually Diddy was probably exploiting him in a much more tangible way. And
what kind of way? As right now, there are a lot of important court developments. We just did a video about this I think yesterday. We'll just go to the YouTube channel and see the Diddy update, because there's a lot of fast moving situations that are unfolding right now in this Diddy case. But if you're Bieber and you're connected to him, and you know that you partied with him, that you might have committed offenses with him, that there's videotapes of you doing things or getting things done to you, you're kind of stressing out here. And when you're stressing out, and a lot of people, they don't deal with stress the best way. You should get ashwagandha if you're dealing with that, and have a better diet and try to focus on your sleep and get rid of stress. But I'm digressing here. A lot of people don't deal with stress well, and they usually turn to substances, which a lot of people now kind of look at a lot of celebrities that are abusing. And let's be honest with ourselves. When we look at Hollywood, when we look at the music industry, it is ripe with huge, significant drug abuse. Now, I don't think it's a coincidence that a lot of these celebrity stars, a lot of these, people that they worship at an extremely young age are dealing with huge, significant mental health issues. I think there's a combination of prescription drugs that are usually delved out through the handlers. The handlers are usually people connected to governments. There was one specific personal trainer that Kanye West talked about that's connected to Canadian intelligence and was working on literal type of MK Ultra like projects that was warning Kanye that if he keeps speaking out or saying certain things, that he's going to institutionalize and drug him. Something that, of course, Britney Spears has been dealing with a long time, as now she's releasing videos like this that continue to worry her fans significantly.
I want my nails back, and I guess I should just go get nails and do it. I swear to God, I don't want to. It takes forever to get your nails done. And my bangs are pretty. I need bangs. I know. So I can be fancy. Oh, mama, sit down. Yes.
Yeah, clearly, people are not doing pretty well here. As of course, when they're at a very young age, they not only get introduced to very hard substances that they become addicted to kind of escape the trauma and abuse that they ritualistically go to. But when you look at the MK Ultra kind of mind control program, what they did here under your purview, under your tax dollars, the CIA literally took people and they broke them and they tortured them and they made sure that they hurt them to the point where their personality split. And when their personality split, they were able to rebuild people based off certain kind of code words and code names that were able to trigger the alternative personalities. When you're a young child celebrity, the amount of trauma that these people go through, even just through the paparazzi, not even talking about the Diddys, the Weinsteins, the Epsteins, and these other horrendous, hideous individuals that prey off of children here. As Kanye West, the man who is the person who's picking up the phone call for P Diddy, according to all the sources, the only person who's still talking to P Diddy, Kanye West, came out on social media and claimed that Justin Bieber and Harry Styles got it on with Taylor Swift. Yes, that's what Kanye posted on social media. As there's other people within this industry talking about how there's a lot of undercover brothers, how there's secret Hollywood societies filled with closeted undercover brothers, and how a lot of them do some really weird stuff behind the scenes here. As one celebrity came out, this is the former Boy Meets World and Mrs. Doubtfire child actor Matthew Lawrence, came out and said that he was fired from an agency because he refused to strip in front of a Hollywood producer.
A woman or another man in power.
Yeah.
There's been many times in my life where I've been propositioned to get a huge role. I've lost my agency because I went to the hotel room, which I can't believe they would send me to, of a very prominent Oscar award-winning director who showed up in his robe, asked me to take my clothes off and said he needed to take Polaroids of me, and that if I did X, Y, and Z, I would be the next Marvel character. I didn't do that, and my agency fired me because I left this director's room. And
along those lines,
a lot of these stories, a lot of my other male friends have gone through with both men and women in this industry, but there's a double standard, and this is where I bring Terry Crews. Terry Crews comes out and says it, people are laughing at him.
Yep. And it's no laughing matter. Terry Crews came out and talked about how, there's these producers that just abuse you. Even me, even Terry Crews himself, which does highlight just how predatory, just how atrocious, just how overtly powerful these individuals think they are. That they'll get the biggest, strongest, most muscular person in there, and they're like, yeah, we're going to hurt you now. We're going to do what we want to you now. As Bella Thorne, I think, speaking out against this, really described the big kind of sinister nature that I would speculate Bieber probably went through, and now is probably trying to, of course, silence those voices through, and this is my own assertion, through probably some substances.
It is what it is. Like, it's like anything in my life. I mean, if you read the book, you'll be like, transitioning from Disney to this was easy. I don't know. Getting molested from your 6 to your 14 seems like way harder circumstances, or being physically abused all the time seems like a much more difficult situation than have paparazzi following you since you were 12. I don't know. I was still being molested when paparazzi were still following me. So it's pretty hard in my mind to think about these big flashlight photographs and everyone thinking they know me and talking about me, but having no idea the type of mistreatment that I was still dealing with at that time, that everyone around me saw and did nothing. So I don't know. You tell me what's so hard. Because that, to me, way harder than any other of this other that I do on a daily basis.
Wow.
Somebody just said goosebumps.
Yeah. She drops the mic there in a very important way, just to highlight. This is what the vast majority, if not all, of the children in Hollywood have to deal with. If you're looking at the music industry, the entertainment industry, these are the types of people that are in there right now that are still being hurt right now. As of course, who are these people? Why haven't they been named? Why haven't they been arrested here? As a lot of people are also concluding, hey, this doesn't just stop with abuse here. This goes further. As of course, if you know of the kind of abuse cycle that continues and happens, it's not just abuse. It usually escalates to assault, to violence, and then death. As now, other people are coming out and saying, you know what? They probably took out some of the most prominent people in the entertainment industry to shut them up and to also buy up their albums and to get rich off of them. This whole industry is seedy, it's predatory, it preys off our own kind of animalistic urges and joys, and it uses and it hijacks a lot of youth, a lot of innocence, and it makes people give up their own lives, their own souls. In just the basic level, where you look at, a lot of these people at these concerts, and they're all in a trance, and they're all being sung degenerate lyrics that are extremely suggestive, that are extremely self-destructive. You look at, especially the mumble rap industry. The rap industry, I would say, is one of the most self-destructive industries out there. As, of course, those ideas, especially when you're driving in a car, especially when you're kind of let go, especially when you're trying to forget about the daily stresses of life and you're just trying to enjoy entertainment, and these demonic evil forces, and I know about this because, listen, I have my own personal experiences, but then I also know a lot of very prominent, powerful people that I talk to that dealt with this stuff. And there's literal situations where some of the biggest names in the industry go to them and like, oh, are you going to worship the devil? And they're like, you worship the devil, you worship evil. And this is why it explains the drug use, the child abuse, the trafficking, the kind of billionaire, quote, bad boy mindset where you could just do whatever you want to other human beings. And then when the people start resisting and start showing just a little bit of morality, a little bit of God, that's when they get the calls from these same huge actors. Like, what the hell are you doing? You better stop this. We're gonna make sure we're gonna get rid of your stuff. And the way this works is really seedy. It's really evil. Where people are like, okay, what are you gonna sacrifice? You sacrifice a loved one, and we'll make you famous. That's what happens in the industry. And when you're listening to music, when you're watching TV, and you see, because I'm allergic to this stuff now. After 20 21, 22 years of watching this and paying attention to this at every step of every level, and being hyper vigilant about this. I just can't watch and I'm like, look at that. Look. You got another fat, stupid white guy made sure to look bad. It's done deliberately. It's an agenda. And a lot of it kind of goes down to us participating in it. And the best thing to do here is expose it and not give it your money, not give it your time, not give it your attention. And if you have a child that's growing up, make sure that they don't get hijacked. Make sure you don't deliver your child at the doorstep of the P Diddy's out there. Be a lot smarter, be better parents out there, but don't let this kind of greed, this kind of devilish evil behavior hijack your ability to, of course, reason and actually live a good life. Live a really good life. Get some biltong too. Great stuff. I love this stuff, especially after the gym. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively. What do you think is really going on here with Bieber? Is it just stress? Is it just stress and drugs? Is it just stress, drugs, and abuse? I'll be willing to wager that it's probably the last one that I mentioned. With probably some more sinister, sick stuff that we can't even potentially imagine. Let me know. Let's start the conversation down in the description below. Get some biltong. Subscribe. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.